Hey guys, what's up? My name is Kasey and I'm here today on the Nico Blitz podcast, and I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my God, is that Nico Blitz?
All right, y'all, welcome back to the Nico Blitz podcast episode. I'm not entirely sure. I'm happy to finally do this podcast because we've been talking about doing this for maybe like a month now.
Oops.
No shade, but
Okay, you blame the COVID and the booster.
oh yes, blame the COVID, blame the booster. But I'm so happy to finally start this one because we can have a whole bunch of freaking Twitch talk, and I've been dying to just have some Twitch talk with somebody from Twitch in real life. Does that make sense?
It does. Who have you been interviewing so far?
I've been interviewing a lot of the DJ homies. I've been interviewing a whole bunch of artists. I think the last time I actually had Twitch talk was like with my friend DJ Mary Jane, because she's also on Twitch too.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this is the first time you're actually talking to a Twitch streamer who's not a DJ though.
Facts.
Oh, I'm
Facts.
so special.
Come on. Kasey Ma, everybody. Kasey Ma.
How refreshing. My goodness. I am so honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me, by the way.
I'm happy to have you.
I'm super excited. I haven't been on a podcast in like a year, probably.
Oh my God.
Maybe 2. I forgot. In COVID years, is that 1 or 2?
I mean, in COVID years, it's been the same year for the past like 2-3 years.
Exactly. So it actually might have been like 3.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't really know, but I'm excited to shoot the shit.
You know, I felt like you were gonna be a good guest anyway, because first of all, I'm interested in talking to you because you're super active on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
But your just chatting streams, like, I am so happy
They're so weird.
to always have just chatting streams like on my computer, because I don't know how y'all just keep on talking and talking and talking. It's ridiculous.
I don't either. I think it was something I found out about on Twitch where I was like, oh my God, I could literally talk for 12 hours straight. Have you ever done a long like stream before? Like a 12-hour or 24-hour?
Yeah, I've done a 12-hour stream, and I kid you not, like, I was so worn out. I didn't want to DJ anymore.
I mean, usually after a stream like that, I definitely feel tired and I need like a day or 2, maybe 3 to recuperate like my energy. But usually I'll have plans to play games, and then it winds up being hour 8, and I'm like, my face is still really large on the screen and I'm still talking to my audience. But you know, like the audience helps a lot too. Like they always have something to say. You know what I'm saying? So like they always ask these questions, and then I could pick a topic and then I can talk about it for a long time. And I don't know. I think it just comes naturally. I'm not really sure.
Well, you know what? I feel like at the end of the day, like, just chatting is the base for every single stream.
That's true.
Because I'll watch a gamer. If they're not talking about anything, I'm kind of like, well, I can just play this game by myself.
Right.
Like, I don't really have to do this.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Or even with like the DJ streams, it's like, if you're not talking, it's kind of like, I could just put on Spotify right now. I'm really there for whoever the personality and the streamer is.
Exactly. Yeah, I 100% agree. And I think that's how my just chatting streams like became to be, you know, because I started out in like Animal Crossing, Jackbox, Mario Kart, all these like simple Nintendo Switch games. And then I realized I was actually having, you know, really nice conversations with the audience. And it just didn't make sense for them, you know, if we talked about a topic for a half an hour, why would my face be so small if they can't see my expression? They can't see like, you know, me actually legitimately talk to them.
Yeah.
And sometimes it would get like real serious, like mental health issues and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know, I do want to address this because it's not just a platform about fun and games, but I want you guys to know that I'm a real person with real problems, and, you know, we can relate that way. So once I realized I was just like sitting there with my Animal Crossing character in my little island and just like she was just chilling there while I was talking, I was like, what am I doing? I was like, I gotta make my screen bigger so I can connect with my audience a little bit more. So then I started doing that, and then I would just stay there for hours.
I wouldn't even be playing your Animal Crossing characters as idle.
Exactly. And then I was like, I should create a whole new screen for my just chatting like streams. And it kind of just became that way. And it developed into more of a stream about, you know, a conversation with me and the community rather than, you know, just about games. Like, yeah, I still play games. because I'm terrible at them and people like to laugh at me and like teach me how to actually play. But yeah, the basis is definitely the conversation, of the stream and the personality of the streamer too.
Yeah, and I feel like because you started Twitch 2020, yeah?
That's when COVID started, right?
Yes. We're both fucking confused.
Yes.
Like, I think so.
I was
yeah.
like, was it 2020? Was it 2019? Was it 2021? Like, I keep forgetting.
Yeah, it was 2020.
Yeah.
I think I saw on your bio. I think January, February, March, April, May, June 2020.
Yeah, June. So yeah, it was June of when the pandemic started.
Yeah.
June 16th to be exact.
Yeah.
Was when I started. Yeah.
Yeah, I started like around August, September.
Of the same year.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. Like, we haven't been streaming on Twitch for that long.
Jinx. But yeah, no.
I think I owe her a soda now.
She does. I just said my bad.
Jesus Christ.
I just called him a man, my bad. I mean, a girl. Oh my God, I did not get enough sleep. I knew I needed that 7th hour of sleep, damn it.
I think you needed the allergy pill. She texted me like right before this, like, you have any allergy pills?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, I have ibuprofen. She's like, well, I don't think that's going to work, but thank you anyway.
Yeah, no, that's good for my aches, but like, it's not going to help my sinus pressure at all. I appreciate you offering an alternative that made absolutely no sense. But, at the end of the day, it's the offer that helps.
At least I looked and I tried.
Exactly. At least you tried. That shows that you're a very good-hearted human being. At least you went to go look. Like, you could have totally lied and said, like, I'll go look. And then, like, 5 minutes later, you're like, nah, I don't have it.
And then what? Because she went to use the restroom before the podcast, too. She would have looked through my restroom cabinets and been like, this motherfucker does have some.
Oh, my God. If I found Zyrtec in there, I'd be so mad. I'd be like, this hoe just wanted to save all of the pills for himself. I see.
That shit is funny.
Oh my God. But yeah, I was sneezing. I have 3 pets. So I have allergies like every day. But then sometimes when I go outside, it's so much worse because I'm like allergic to LA.
Oh, yeah.
Just in trees in general. And LA has trees. But like.
So many trees.
Yeah. So, I get a little sniffly. But don't worry. I'm like.
No, it's all. I mean,
I have so many antibodies that probably are so strong. So I don't have that.
Oh no, I'm with it. You know what's funny is that I think now that it's been getting super windy over here in LA, I've been sneezing so much, and like I've just been getting hella paranoid because I'm always out spending at clubs and all that. But then I come to realize like it's literally just because I'm getting older and the wind is blowing, and now there's just hella shit just getting in my face.
Exactly, all the pollen from the trees just like. You want to see what's up today? Like, it just goes all up in your face. But yeah.
It said, test your might.
I know. It really does. So that's why I asked if I had allergy pills.
When did you move to LA?
Mid-October of 2021. Like literally 3.5 months ago. I think it's 4 now. 4. Wait, October, November, December, January. 3.5. Yeah. 3.5 months.
That's lit.
3.5 months ago. Yeah, it's
from New York.
Yeah, from New York, New Jersey-ish area. But I would say New Jersey because it's like I moved 15 minutes out of New York, but I lived in New York for a while too. My whole adult life was in New York City.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you from New York?
So I'm like born in Northeast Jersey. I need to clarify that, by the way, because South Jersey is a whole other animal, and so is Central Jersey. So I'm from Northeast Jersey, where the cool people and the level-headed. Whoa. Just kidding, JK. Love all my Jersey people, but we're prideful about our location. So Northeast Jersey, and then went to school at NYU in New York when I was like 18. So I lived out in Manhattan for a while. Then moved in like 3 different places throughout New York. And then I moved back to New Jersey because I bought a place there. It's like a 1-bedroom apartment. It's much more affordable. So I bought it there and I was going to use it for investment purposes. But then I realized I could just save more money by living in it. So then I lived in it. And then it's like literally like outside my window, you see the New York City skyline. It's beautiful.
That's lit.
Yeah.
So you're still pretty close to New York then.
Yeah, it was like a 15-minute car ride or like a bus ride.
That's easy.
Yeah, like so the bus, unlike here, like the bus and the subway is actually fine. Like it's safe.
She was throwing shit at LA so much.
No, it's just safe and like more pristine, you know? I don't know about the subway, but like the bus is like, it's like Greyhound, Anyway, so you sit, you can recline your chair. It's like legit, like a bus. Anyway, but yeah, you hop on, it shows up every 5 to 10 minutes, and then you're like in New York in like 10, 15 minutes.
You know, I've been living in LA since 2014, and for the love of God, I still cannot understand the bus and the system that they have over here. Like, it's kind of confusing to me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I would be able to figure it out just because I came from such a metropolitan area with so much transportation, public transportation, but everybody and their mom tells me not to use them, so I just don't. Here, you know.
Yeah, see, I'm from San Francisco.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that where you were born and raised?
That's where I was born and raised. So then, you know, like the metropolitan area, like I would literally take the bus to go to school, come back, you know, all that stuff.
Oh,
so I was hip to it, like
so
growing
you
up.
get it. You got that New York City, like also mindset too of public transportation. Yeah,
I get it. I get San Francisco's, and for the brief moment when I was in New York for like a week with my family, like I also get it too. But LA's, I just still don't get.
Does it not make sense? Like you can't go from point A to point B without being confused?
It doesn't. Like, honestly, we're in North Hollywood right now. I wouldn't know where to catch the bus.
That's true. Yeah, the thing is, like, they don't have a lot of stops or like convenient places for you to go to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if there was like a bus stop, like maybe outside my apartment that brought me to Central K-Town so I could do my grocery shopping, maybe I would consider it, you know? Or like to Culver City or, you know, like really big spots that like you would have friends there and hang out with. But I don't know. I have my car now. I already made a commitment, so I need to stick with my car. Yeah,
I feel it. Why did you move from New York, New Jersey to LA?
Yeah.
Mid-October during the pandemic, by the way, which I will say is crazy.
No, it's so beautiful, actually, because it was right before the winter. So I decided in August that I wanted to make the last minute move in October. So it was like kind of like a 2-month decision, but I had wanted to move to LA since I was 18 years old. So I actually wanted to go to college here. I got into USC and I was like, I'm going to be a California girl. Like I'm going to be so cute and get sunny, get tan, you know? But my parents were like, hell no, you are not going across the country because we need to baby you and you're not safe there. So that's why I decided to go to a city school in New York because they actually like threatened me. They're like, we'll help you pay for your school if you go to New York, like most of it. But if you go to California, we're not going to pay for shit.
Jesus
And I'm like,
Christ.
what? And I was like, how do you can't argue with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
I give them credit for being so bold and so controlling of parents to
Very
do that.
blunt.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow, okay, so now I have to go to school in the city. So it was just like an inner want to always be on the West Coast. And I always love the sun. Like the summer is my favorite season. So here, and it doesn't snow and it rarely rains except for this past season. It did a lot actually. And I hate the rain. I hate the snow. So what better way to get rid of it than just to move to Cali, you know? And like LA is the most like, I would say city-like and also beach-like. Like you can have both, right? So you can go to the beach, you can have the city life. So that's kind of like what I was missing on the East Coast. Nothing very close to the city and the beach at the same time.
There was no beaches because I mean I've only been to Jersey just like literally one day. There's no beaches. I know there's farm in Jersey.
Yeah, there's farm in like again South Jersey. But if you go a little bit more south, like maybe from me an hour or two, you'd be able to hit the beach. And then
yeah, that's far.
Yeah, and the better ones are a little bit like you have to drive a little further. Again, the people change as you go down south, so it's like. Yeah, it's like Democrat versus Republican kind of split with North and South Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like there's nothing like the New York people in the Jersey beaches. And I definitely got along better with my city friends than I did like my Jersey friends. So
yeah, that makes sense because there was just a lot of political differences.
Yeah, and like no one in the city wants to go to Jersey to go to the beach. Like they would go to like Brooklyn. And like they have beaches there, but they're like dirty. No offense. And they're like really cold. Oh yeah, and like the beaches are gross. Like why is the water gray? Like I don't know. But like here,
I mean, have you been to a San Francisco beach? Jesus.
No, is it the same?
No, it's the same. It's just like debris and everything. It wasn't until I moved to LA where I was like, okay, LA's beaches are cleaner. But then when you go all the way down to San Diego, you're like, oh, it's even more cleaner over here.
Oh.
It's kind of ridiculous how, I guess, in your ways, the more south you go, like the cleaner the beaches are in California.
Right. So at least there's like access to clean beaches. And then when it came to like actually moving, I realized the housing price was actually similar to those in New Jersey, like close to New York, and much cheaper than Manhattan prices. So I was like, okay, this is the time to move because everyone's trying to get out of LA. And I was like, which means the prices are lower. So I'm going to make my move now and before the winter, because also the rental market usually is lower during the winter because nobody wants to move during the holidays and because it's colder. So rent prices usually go lower. Yeah. I still think I'm overpaying for my price though. My place.
Yeah. Maybe.
No, I am. Because everyone tells me I am.
Okay, if you don't mind, unless you don't want to.
Yeah. Oh, like how much it is? Well, I live in a 2-bedroom, but it's like $3,000 in K-Town. Yeah. See, it's overpriced by like probably like $400 a month. Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. I see.
I see it.
They catch all the people from New York that have expensive housing, and then that's how they get them.
I know. They're like, oh, she's from New York? New Jersey?
Be like,
yeah,
this will look good to her. Yeah, I know. It makes me want to move out to a cheaper 2-beds because there's 2-beds in K-Town for like $24.
You could do it.
And I'm like, what?
I mean, you should move to North Hollywood.
I was actually looking there too, but I didn't know anyone from there. And my best friend lives in West Hollywood. So another reason why I moved out here is because my friends are here. So my best friend just bought a house in West Hollywood because she's like getting married to this man and whatever. And she wants to make her family life here and her life. So I was like, why'd you move all the way over there? And I didn't know she wanted to ever move here. So when she decided to, I was like, that is the final like push that I wanted to move across the country. So yeah, and then 2 of my other good friends are here too.
Okay. So then you have like your homies here. You've always wanted to be in LA just cause?
Yeah, I just wanted to be in LA because of the weather. There's more Asians here, like that's cool. I grew up in a mostly Caucasian suburban like area where I was the anomaly.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so like I had never been surrounded by like Asian culture my entire life.
So you're loving K-Town and LA and all that.
Yeah, so I picked K-Town because I wanted food to be Asian. I wanted like everything around me to just like, I just wanted like Asian friends. And I realized because as I was growing up, I kind of gravitated towards like Asian Americans and stuff. And I just like naturally bonded with them more because, you know, of like cultural similarities and stuff like that. And because I started seeing that, I was like, well, let me just go where they all are, which is in California.
There's not like a K-Town, I guess, in like Jersey or New York?
In New York there is, but it's very small. So it's only maybe like 3 blocks big.
Damn, that's it.
It's really, really small. Yeah. And then there's maybe little pockets of it in Jersey. But yeah, I also wanted like a change too. Like I feel like I really lived in New York for 29 years of my life. I just wanted like a different change. And also the way, you know, my career is going too, it doesn't hurt in terms of like being a content creator and everything. Everyone here is like an actor, musician, director, a Twitch streamer or like an influencer or something, you know, and I don't have that in New York. Like everybody in New York is like a tech person or in finance. And the content creator world is a lot smaller. So, you know, as like a last reason, it was like, okay, I could surround myself with, you know, like-minded creators as well.
Yeah, and that's what I noticed too, because, you know, even in San Francisco, there's nothing but like tech people, startup companies, Google. I mean, Twitch is there too, right?
Correct.
And so it's like, that just wasn't the realm I wanted to be in. It's interesting to me, but it's like not interesting enough for me to be like, I want to be part of Google. I want to be part of this, da-da-da. So like content creation was just always cool because, you know, I grew up always wanting to create stuff, whether it be like videos, so on and so forth. And LA was kind of like that very perfect cluster to find everybody.
That's true.
You know?
Is that why you moved here as well?
Well, I moved here in 2014 for college. And so, long story short, I ended up getting into radio, DJing, and all that. And then, as of like the pandemic, because of Twitch, it's like the content creation has just super ramped up. Like
sure.
I was always into podcasting and like creating. Like I had a podcast before this too that started in 2016.
Oh, nice.
And so this is the Nico Blitz podcast is the revamp.
Wow, it's your second
Yeah.
rodeo. Very nice.
Second rodeo.
Yeah.
But so I've always been into content creation. It wasn't until Twitch where I was like, oh, like content creation is an actual real job. It's kind of interesting how people have kind of just made this into a thing in recent years.
Yeah, it's crazy because I think I started content creation like seriously in 2015. So a lot of people like call me a grandma, not like really a grandma, but like an OG in the way that I actually started, you know, my content creation on like, you know, blogs, like bloggers and stuff. Yeah, I was like one of those, like the fashion bloggers and stuff. So that's where I started in fashion. And I was literally writing articles 3 times a week and publishing them, taking photos, learning SEO, email newsletters, MailChimp. Yeah.
You know what's funny? I actually used to do that too. It was for a small company at the time called Fervor Magazine.
Okay.
So we would just do photo shoots. I would write blogs about like what a fervor man is, I guess you could say.
I don't even know what that is.
You and me both.
Come on, you were writing for them? Oh my God.
It was an internship.
Okay.
It was an internship at the time.
Fair,
but yeah,
fair.
like I also started like doing it that way too with the whole, I guess, fashion blogging type thing.
Oh,
so it's cool that you
okay.
started that way too.
Yeah, that's exactly where I started, and being in New York was a good time to be there because of Fashion Week, right? It's like the biggest fashion week in the U.S. In the country. So, you know, I decided to stay there. Got invited. I probably have been to New York Fashion Week like 8 times at this point, 8 to 10 times. Yeah, every single season since I've started, and I really like busted my ass to like, you know, try to produce the right content, get in front of the right people, know the right PR companies, work with the right brands. And it was just something that kind of developed naturally over time. And people just started reaching out on Instagram because I started launching my Instagram with my blog at the same time. And it just turned into something and I didn't even know what was going to happen. You know, like I came into content creation with zero expectation. Like it was my hobby. I wasn't going to make money off of it. The influencer term did not exist back then. Content creator also did not exist. It was just bloggers. And at that time, there was maybe only like 5 big fashion bloggers at the time. Like that's how early I was in the game. And at that time, like, you know, I still had my corporate job and, you know, juggling this at night and on the weekends. It was like a whole situation where I was working way too many hours, but you know, it was the grind.
Could you break down your day, like your work schedule during that time?
Okay, so I had like 4 different corporate jobs, but I remember in the beginning, I would say I would wake up in the morning at like 7 in the morning, get ready for work, dress my best, try to go to work. My boss was really like over my shoulder all the time, so I couldn't really like do anything on my computer, which is like really annoying. I was like, please get out of my space. But I would, you know, do that. And once I started to launch my blog, I remember asking my coworker, she would help me take pictures at lunchtime. And that's how I made it work. And I was like, yo, don't tell anybody, but I'm going to wear a really cute outfit tomorrow. Can you take pictures of me? So we would go outside. New York is a great landscape for photography. She would literally take her cell phone and help me take photos outside during lunchtime. And then I would go home probably around like 10 to 11 p.m. at night because it was just labor. And like the fashion industry actually sucks. I worked in the fashion industry and corporate world as well. And yeah, so then I would go home really, really late at night and I'd probably stay up until like 4 in the morning. Probably, you know, like writing my blog post, editing my photos in Lightroom, teaching myself Photoshop, and SEO. I would like draft it. If it was good enough, then I would schedule it for the next morning and, you know, rinse, cycle, repeat. And then I'd go to bed. Basically would sleep for about 4 to 5 hours a night, maybe like 4 hours.
It sounded like 3 or 4 hours from what you were telling me.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
I've been used to probably like 4 to 5 hours of sleep. Trying to build, you know, this thing, whatever I have, and also go to work at the same time. So it was really, really, really tough, I would have to say. And it just got worse because I kept getting promoted externally. Like I was too good. And like, I would just, then it would get, you know, more hours. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. My paycheck is so much more money. But now it's kind of, like I have less time and I'm more stressed out, and then I'm getting older, I have more responsibilities. So it's like, when do I stop? Like, when does my mental health come into play, right? But I didn't have that knowledge back then. When you're a kid or a young adult, you kind of just grind, and you don't really think about your health. You don't really, at least I didn't, think about that stuff. I was a hustler. All I wanted to do was succeed in something that I built for myself, So, I just focused on that. And I remember my boyfriend at the time was like, are you gonna die like tomorrow? He's like, are you okay? Like, he's like, do you shit? Like I would just be going to bed.
Do you shit?
Like, he's like, do you have a life? Like, he was so worried about me, but I was like, let me just do this. I was like, I'm young. I have the energy right now.
Yeah.
And then when I get to my 30s, just turned 30. Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you very much. December 19th. Don't forget it's Sagittarius. I wanted to be able to start slowing down and, rely more on passive income sources and stuff like that. And I'm finally like getting to that point right now. And I'm really thankful that I busted my ass. But, it's hard. It comes at the expense of like being close with your family or your friends. Like, I didn't really like hang out that much or could really see my friends like growing up. I didn't really have time to party. And like, it comes with a huge sacrifice, but, now I'm here. I also want to focus on making more friends and stuff like that, and finally having time to, maintain the IRL connections too. She said IRL connections. IRL,
Jesus Christ. She's talking like a real Twitch streamer right now.
I am. I'm just trying to live up to my image,
I mean, I feel it because literally, like, when I explain to people, like, if I have a gig or something, I'll be like, this is a Twitch stream. This is an IRL gig. Like, I have to make that distinction now.
Oh, why? Because do people not really understand?
Because I made a lot of like friends and homies on Twitch. So it's like, I have to explain to them like, oh, I'm doing this IRL. It's not a stream. This is IRL.
Oh, I see. Like, I'm DJing IRL.
I'm DJing IRL.
I got that. Yeah, but I actually have to like think about that too, because it's so interesting. You invited me to a podcast. My streams, I want to do more like digital interviews and like real people interviews, but like just hanging out. And not a podcast. I can't, what is this? I can't figure that out. Like, I can't make audio like my strength at all. But yeah, so I have to like distinguish whether I'd want them digitally or like to actually come to my apartment and like hang out,
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just depends on the type of content that you want to do. Like, for me personally, during quarantine, I enjoyed doing the interviews over the internet because realistically, it's like, well,
you don't want to see anyone.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to see anyone. Germs. I didn't want to get sick.
No thanks.
They didn't want to get sick. But also, there were people like that I didn't have access to, like people in New York, for example, or people in the Philippines, right?
Right. Yeah, there's like a bunch of people on my stream team from like different parts of the world, and like those are the first people that I want to like talk to, and they're in New York, they're in the UK. Philippines, like people in Asia, and there's like, I think there's one in Central America, I'm not sure, but there's no way they're going to fly out, to my apartment and say, hey, we're going to have to make it more accessible, for everybody.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it's cool how you can also create content with, I mean, just your everyday type of people, right? Mm-hmm. Because I think what happened before on my previous podcast was that like everyone needed to be like a musician, or everyone needed to be a something or a something or a something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I hopped on Twitch, it kind of gave me a different perspective and said like, well, everyone's just the type of everyday type of person, Like I can have a conversation with like one of my Twitch mods, for example, just on some regular ass shit, and it'll be just as effective if I talk to artist A, artist B, musician B, producer C, you know what I mean?
That's true. Do you see any difference in like viewership or interaction depending on the person?
Well, because it's a new platform, everything kind of just reset. And I knew that was going to happen from the beginning. Like, okay, if I decide to reset this whole thing, everything is starting from zero. What I did notice, though, is that the engagement is a lot better because I'm talking to people who I really want to talk to now.
Oh.
Because I work in music, it's like there's a lot of people who are pitched to me, especially rappers. But now I'm just like, you know what? Let me just chop it up with the homies. Let me chop it up with people who I like really, really, really find interesting. And I found that the conversations are just better.
They are.
It's less like, how do I explain it? It's less
regimented,
like title-y.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Well, less, less clickbait titles.
Okay. Yeah.
More just like, this is what we're talking about right now.
Which is kind of nice. So you don't feel like the pressure to like be at a certain level for this type of person.
Yeah.
And like it's so much better if you know you can converse well with the other person and relate to them enough to carry on a conversation. Whereas like if a complete stranger comes in, no matter how big of a musician or artist he is, there might be a disconnect in the fluidity of like the conversation, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've focused more so on like, okay, let me get the musicians who I'm super interested in. Let me get the DJs who I know I can have DJ conversations with. And in this particular case, let me get the Twitch streamers that I can have dope Twitch convos about, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
oh, man. So that's so crazy that we started at the same exact time, pretty much.
Yeah, roughly at the same time. It's so, you know what's so crazy to me is that, well, first of all, congratulations because you just reached partner like what, in December?
It was actually last December. Last December, the same year I started.
Oh, so you reached partner in like 6 months.
6 months,
Damn.
yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, no, last December was like my celebration for my partner anniversary. Yeah, that might be like what you remember.
Yeah. I think, let me think. September, I became, oh, you know what? Actually, I became partner in like 6-7 months as well.
See? See?
No, but
I ain't that impressive now, right? Damn, okay.
So you know what's crazy to me? And I don't mean to like gas us up, right?
Okay, but you're gonna gas us up.
I'm gonna gas us up.
Oh,
it's because
do.
like I've seen people who like are on Twitch for like a long ass time, like literally like 5-6 years. But it's like, and like partnership is still like a question for them,
right?
But
yeah, it's really
and I'm not
rare.
saying it was easy. I'm not saying it was easy to become a partner in like 6-7 months. It was fucking hard, but it's ridiculous to like just look at everything, right? It's like people have been doing this for years now. We've been doing it for like maybe 2-3 years, right?
We're such assholes, you know?
Fucking assholes,
we took
dude.
the badges. I'm so sorry.
But like it's crazy when you can like, the way I explain partnership is not about having a purple check, because obviously when you go into a chat, it's like,
Partner!
There's a fucking partner.
Oh my god, everybody behave!
Like it's weird. It's just weird.
Yeah, I know.
But like the way I explained it to my community was like, it's not about a purple check. It's about, this was a goal that I kept in mind for myself. And I want this to be a reminder that like whatever goals you have in mind, make sure it happens.
Right. Exactly. I mean, I remember like I was getting close to those numbers and I was like, oh, I could get partner now. And I remember like grinding for it. And then, you know, once I got it, I was so excited. I cried on stream and, you know, I accepted it on stream and everything. And then after, like when I pop in people's chats, there's definitely like a recognition of it and everything. But it's kind of nice to have because it shows like, it's like a trophy almost, like a little award that like, you know, you accomplished for yourself. And it's really nice to have, I would say. But yeah, it was definitely really tough. And I do feel bad for those who have been grinding for years and years and years. But you know, sometimes it's also timing too, right? Like we started during the pandemic, like most people were home. Yeah. Right. So, you know, like my viewership was definitely high during the first 6 months, like much higher in like the first year than it is like now, for example. Yeah.
Do you see Twitch kind of like dwindling down?
It is across like my whole stream team, I would say, because I closely observe like 30 something streamers, and I feel like in general like the viewership is going down, and that's why I encourage my team to also post on other social media, which is look what you're doing, okay? So like, you know, this is partner mentality, you know what I'm saying? Like I think like achieving a partner badge is a whole mindset, right? Like you look at the long term. You're like, why do you want partner? Do you want it just for the check mark? If you do, you're probably not going to get it, you know, to be honest, because you put so much pressure on yourself for the status. But like, if you know and you see the bigger picture, why do I want partner? I want brand collaborations. I want recognition to launch a podcast as well. I want to, you know, be able to network with people and give myself credibility. You keep those things in mind, you're going to get a partner. You know what I'm saying? And if you keep that mentality with everything that you do, you will be successful in whatever platform. So, you know, I always preach this, you know, to my team. You know, now that you have partner, or if you don't have partner, don't give up, because there's other ways you can grow. So a lot of my team, which did not do any social media before. Now is like posting on TikTok constantly.
Wow.
One of my girls, she literally blew up on TikTok. And because she blew up on TikTok, she blew up on Twitch. She got so many thousands of followers within like 1 week, and then she got partnered the next week. Like, hey, you know, I know I can't hear it, but I can like kind of. But
those were air horns, by the way, if you didn't hear it.
I did hear them. Thank you. I kind of get this whole like DJ thing, and you know, it's cool. But yeah, so it's, you know, social media does work and you have to be consistent at it. So, you know, even if one video doesn't hit, if 10 videos don't hit, you make 30, but one finally does hit. This person now has a suite of material to go back to that relate to why they like that first video in the first place, right? So, you know, it's all about consistency, you know, keeping to a niche and, you know, just really going with it. So yeah, that was just like a long-winded response of, you know, of like.
Truthfully, there wasn't even a question. We were just talking about partnership.
There's no question. No,
but it's very, honestly, it's very important information that people do need to know because I mean, I'll even chalk it up to this. Like, I think my biggest regret from the pandemic was not starting TikTok in the beginning of the pandemic because once I started posting TikTok videos of, you know, just like DJing, like listy shit and all that, like people started to eat it up, and then people started hitting me up for like gigs.
Oh,
yeah, like dude,
nice,
dude. I was at Arena this past Saturday.
Yeah,
I'm doing my thing.
Yeah,
and then I just see like these group of, I think it was like a group of girls. They just like pulled out their phone and then they're like, "Is this you?"
No way.
Yeah, it's weird. And you know, not to brag, but that's happened a couple times. Yeah, it's dope. Like, and I'm just like, damn, like, that's what TikTok does? Like, that's fucking fire.
Exactly.
Because that's the digital world translating IRL.
Yeah, that's very true. I was gonna say, like, really helps with like people who actually like have skills that can translate into IRL. IRL. Damn it! We can't get away from the Twitch lingo.
Hey,
There's no way. There's no way. Do you ever say IRL to your friends?
Yes.
Like IRL, and they're like, "What the hell? Did you just IRL me?"
This isn't Twitch, Nico.
Yeah,
this isn't Twitch, Kasey.
They're like, "What the hell?" They're like, "Who says that?" I was like, "Everybody I know." Like,
I know it's so
that.
weird.
But no one in real life said it this time.
There we go. Nobody IRL says it.
Nobody IRL says IRL, but people who I think digitally and on Twitch say IRL in person.
You know what's so also kind of fucked up too is that like so I've always had periods of like my friends, right? Like my high school friends, my middle school friends, my college friends, right? Because of the pandemic and because of Twitch, I've had to make the discernment between, hey, these are my IRL friends. And these are my Twitch friends.
I know, right? And then I don't, like, when I hang out with them, like, I'm like, hey, guys, I have to cut my Twitch stream short because I have to hang out with my IRL friends. They're like, what the fuck? They're like, I thought we were your friends. I'm like, yeah, but, like, I also have IRL friends, too. You know? Like, have your IRL friends ever like met your Twitch friends? By the way, like, have they crossed over?
Have they?
Yet?
I think they have.
Okay.
They have maybe just once.
Yeah, same, just one.
And I'm not saying it was awkward. It was just like you can clearly see the divide in the room.
Yeah. They're like, so what do you do? I'm a Twitch streamer too, like Kasey. And I'm like, thank God she's also a content creator. Like my IRL friends are content creators too.
Oh,
so
lit. Okay.
So they can like relate in that way. Like, there's definitely like a disconnect because my best friend still has no idea what the hell I do. she's like, I don't get it. Like, how do you make money? And I was like, I've explained this to you 25 times. I don't know how to make it clearer for you. And like, I think she stopped by one time on my stream. I cried. I legit cried. I was like, is that Mary? I was like, am I dreaming? Because she has no idea how to I didn't even know she knew how to register an account. You know what I mean? So like,
Mary, it's just like Instagram. All you have to do is just put in the username and sign up, Mary.
Right? I think that's all she got though. She's like, I understand. Oh, she's like, now what do I do? Someone gifted her a sub. Like, she had no idea what that was until I brought it up like last week. I was like, do you know like someone gifted you a sub like a year ago? And she's like, what's that?
Oh,
I was like,
God.
what? She's like, what's a sub? What do you mean gifting? Presents? Wait, did I get something? I was like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, you got my emotes. She's like, what are emotes? I'm like, I can't.
I find myself also calling emojis when I text somebody an emote.
Right? Do you ever find yourself explaining to your IRL friends that emotes are emojis, but like on Twitch?
Yes.
Yeah, I have to say
all the
that a
time.
lot, too.
It's so crazy how much of a world Twitch is now, right? Because I mean, I call my community Blitz World.
You're gonna laugh at what I call my community.
What?
The Kasey Kitties.
I like the Kasey Kitties. I like the Kasey Kitties.
It's so girly, but it like, you know, it stuck with it because all of my audience was female in the beginning, so it like worked. And also I liked cats, and then someone else like brought it up, and it's 2Ks.
Yeah.
You know, I might change it one day, but like probably not.
Nah, I like the Kasey Kitties.
Yeah, that's right.
It rolls. The alliteration is perfectly necessary.
Thank you.
But I've had to explain like things about Blitz World, which AKA the Twitch world, right? For me.
Right.
And my universe to people. And it's like, it's so crazy how much of a disconnect that you have with people that you've known for years. But then when you hop on Twitch, you feel like, even though it's only been like, what, 2-3 years, right?
Right.
You feel like you know these people because every time you're on stream, it's like, as you said earlier, like all you're doing is talking and getting to know people like constantly.
Exactly. And then your IRL friends are so confused as to why you're okay with meeting up with a Twitch friend IRL.
Yes.
Because they're like, that's a stranger? Like, how do you know they're not going to kill you? And I'm like, because I've known them on Twitch. And they're like, that's still a stranger. And I was like, no, you don't get it. It's not the same. Like, you literally talk on stream and you talk off stream in Discord. And like for my mods, at least, they're like my friends, you know?
Yeah.
And like they're family to me. And nobody gets that. They like actually think like something's wrong. Like I kid you not, there was a Twitch streamer that helped me move across the country. I paid for her flight to New York, and you know, she volunteered to bring one of my dogs on the plane, you know, because you can only have one pet, you know, per flight or per person. And she just like flew over, like she stayed in my apartment, and then we flew back. And you would never in a million years do that with someone that you met on Instagram, right?
That's true.
Or like YouTube or TikTok, especially not TikTok.
Oh, yeah,
my
definitely
God.
not TikTok.
Definitely TikTok is so toxic. No way. No way. Those people, red flags. Anyway, no thank you. But Twitch, there's a sense of like you're just so much closer to them.
Yeah.
It's so weird. And you just can't explain that to someone who's never watched a stream before.
Exactly.
Yeah. Why
did it take you so long to hop on Twitch? Because you've been content creating since, you said 2015, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you just recently hopped on Twitch 5 years later.
I would say because I was never a gamer growing up. People are really shocked to hear that about my story. But yeah, I was just never a gamer. So Twitch never really was something that I looked at. I also wasn't really into YouTube. So I wasn't really into long form content, you know, when I was consuming social media platforms. Like to me, I was like reading blogs, looking at photos, you know, do like the short form type of stuff. So like YouTubers, I was kind of like, I'm bored now. Like, why are people so interested in these people's lives? I don't get it. And the only, like, I've got along with maybe like a few that got along. I liked maybe very few of them, like Jenna Marbles or like Liza Koshy, Michelle Phan, who's like, you know, the number one. Oh, you don't know who they are? What? Oh my God. Okay.
I'm still stuck on Wong Fu Productions.
Okay, so that's legit. That's legit. Support the Asian American homies. Let's go. But yeah, and I watch them too.
Yeah.
So like, but like other than that, I didn't really catch up with like YouTube personalities. So I wasn't really into watching people's lives and vlogs. Like I would just rather watch the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Or like TV, you know?
Yeah. I'm with you on that because I know on YouTube there's still this era of people literally filming everything that they do on an everyday life, putting it on YouTube, and it'll get like freaking millions of views. And I'm just like, man, like kudos to you for making your own TV show on YouTube. But
For
like,
real.
at least for me personally, it's not like too interesting for me to watch.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. So like I kind of just like got bored. And then actually how I transitioned over to Twitch was because everything on my platforms, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Well, TikTok was kind of like whatever. I kind of just was doing that as a hobby. But like Instagram and YouTube was all about fashion and beauty, and it just recently became, you know, lifestyle. So I would like shoot stuff with my pets or like other lifestyle brands, and it just didn't make any sense once the pandemic hit. Like nobody was investing time and money into fashion anymore, right? Because nobody was going outside. Nobody was getting dressed to impress, you know?
I felt it.
It was gone. And same thing with beauty. Like nobody wore makeup anymore. Like people were trying to save money. One, because a lot of people like were losing their jobs too and getting laid off and furloughed, and they couldn't spend on extra things that were more vain, right? Like fashion and beauty. So instantly, a lot of my campaigns kind of just got shut down, even though there was a binding contract. They were kind of like, oh, you know what? Like we're scared now. We don't know if we have the marketing dollars anymore. We're going to have to cut our influencer program short. So I actually got like robbed of so many contracts and payments that I had to live off my savings for like 6 to 8 months, maybe to like a year, until I found Twitch. Twitch was when, what happened with Twitch was that Animal Crossing, my beautiful game. I love that game because how I started was that all of my friends were playing Animal Crossing New Horizons. I was like, what the hell is this game? It looks cute though. You know, because I have a very cutesy persona on my stream. So, like, it would be natural for me to finally start playing a game, and it would be that one. So I started playing. I was like, I like animals. I'm going to try this because I have nothing else to freaking do.
Yeah.
Right? Because, like, now I'm just, like, basically broke and, you know, living off my savings. I got to take out my stress somewhere. Because, like, none of my fashion posts are doing well anymore. I can't shoot with any photographers because they're afraid of getting COVID. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't, like, make any content. I had my own camera, but, like, how much can you do in your one-bedroom apartment, like, with different scenes and stuff like that? And, well, okay.
I hella looked at her like, eh?
Well, now I'm not doing this.
No. I get you, though. I get you, though, because there was a lot of trial and error, and you were trying to figure out how can I maximize this space that I have.
Right. I mean, like, everything I shot, though, was on the streets, not, like, on the streets.
Yeah.
Like, but, you know, like, my high fashion sense was, the point was New York City background, traveling, like, nice outfits.
You had to be outside.
I had to be outside.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to wear, like, a gorgeous gown at home. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Like, the background doesn't fit. So, you know, I just started to play this game, and lo and behold, that's when I found Discord. So all of my friends were on Discord that were playing this game. And
also a dangerous and toxic place, depending on which Discord you're in.
That's true. Luckily, Animal Crossing is, like, not toxic. It wasn't toxic at all. So it was a really great place for me to actually, like, find people that were nice.
Okay.
But actually, I started in a personal Discord. So it was like a friend group Discord. Actually, all of them were Filipino, surprisingly. But, like, yeah. Ooh. Yeah. So, yeah, everybody was playing Animal Crossing, and we started playing the game, and we got so addicted. We were playing, like, almost 10 hours a day on the game. You know, it was a little embarrassing, but why I love the game is that you could still be creative in it. It's kind of like Sims, right? But like you can like build your own world, your own island. You can play dress up, which I couldn't do in real life. IRL. No, this is what the title of this.
I wish we had like an IRL counter every time Nico and Kasey say IRL.
Oh my God, you should do that. You should chop up all the times we say IRL. That would be hilarious. Okay, just a content idea. I'm just saying. You don't have to do it. You can have someone else do it. But like, anyway, but yeah, you could just be so creative in a world that, like, in the pandemic, it was just nothing was existing like that, right? Yeah. Like, interior design was happening, fashion was happening. So yeah, I started streaming it because one of my friends was like, you know, you like talk a lot. Maybe I think people would like watching you play the game. He's like, you're so into it. He's like, and you lost your momentum with your content, right? With Instagram and everything. He's like, maybe if you just try Twitch, it could be another platform you could grow on. He's like, I just don't think you should give up, you know, in this whole content creation world. And I was like, how am I going to convert my fashion and beauty people to gaming? I had no idea. So I sat on it. I streamed once. I didn't realize you had to toggle on the save your VODs thing, by the way. And because of that, it was a 6-hour stream. I got so defeated. I didn't stream for like another 2 to 3 months. So when I officially started, June 16th, I was still really scared because I didn't have a PC. I had my laptop. I had a webcam and no microphone. But like everything was, I just had all of these excuses to just like not start.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to put on my makeup. I haven't done that in so long. And I was like, fuck it. I literally turned on my Twitch app on my phone and I was like, go live. I didn't have makeup on. I didn't have anything planned. And I was like, I'm going to do this right now because I just want to get comfortable with pushing the go live button. And if I can push go live when I have no makeup, no prep, I can never be scared to go live again, right? This is at my thank you. This is at my worst position, so it can only go up from here.
Yeah.
I wanted to see myself grow, and I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, so I just started my first 2 streams were like double chin, like from this angle. Didn't even have an iPhone stand, no microphone on my phone, no overlay, nothing. And I just freaking started. And maybe by like the 3rd stream, I was like, okay, we're going to incorporate Animal Crossing now. And yeah, within a week I got affiliated and I was like, oh my God, I think there's something here. And this was with 0 audience. Like I barely just made affiliate. What is it, like average of 5 viewers?
I think average of 5, maybe stream like 10 times or something like that. I forgot.
Or like some certain amount of hours. Yeah. I think I just made it. It was like 6 or 7 viewers like that week. Like I had just made it.
That's lit.
And I didn't know anyone on Twitch either. Like I started out, I had no friends. So like that's why also like my viewership was low because I was one of the first people in my community to start streaming. And when I say nobody came over from Instagram, like I'm going to say nobody came over from Instagram because who the hell plays Animal Crossing?
Yeah.
Like who even plays games? Like you go to my Instagram, like what? Fashion, beauty, what? Nobody plays games.
Yeah,
you know?
but then I'm sure like through Twitch, especially through, doing it as many times as you have, or streaming as many times as you have, right? Like you've made Animal Crossing friends who then also convert to your Instagram afterwards.
True. So it would go backwards, I guess I would say. So like from Twitch, I would get more Instagram, Twitter, TikTok followers.
Yeah.
I guess I would say. But it doesn't really go the other way with the content that I'm posting.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
Yeah, especially on Instagram. You know why though? But okay, I'm just gonna tell you the answer. So on Instagram,
why?
Thank you. I really needed that prompt, because we're all about answering questions today. Apparently.
Yeah, right. It's like a Twitch chat. You're not just you're gonna wait until someone puts in the chat like, why, Kasey? Why?
Well, thank you for being that one viewer. So it doesn't translate because it's short form content. You have less than a split second to gain someone's attention on Instagram because it's a photo. If you're on the discovery feed, you have 1 millisecond from a picture this small amongst a sea of others to get someone's attention. And that's why like your thumbnails or your photos are really important. Why? You don't give a shit, do you?
No, you're 100% facts because that's why on YouTube everyone's like cover photos like
like crazy, right? Yeah, and you're like, I ate worms yesterday. Let me tell you, they were spicy. And like their face isn't. It's like
yes,
yeah. Like you want to get that, and like it's neon green. It's so ugly.
Yeah,
but you're like, what the hell is that?
But it's like I don't see neon green so much, so this is gonna work.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. But let me click that. So that's what I definitely did a lot on Instagram. So there was no way that someone who interacts with my content for 3 seconds, 5 seconds at the most, maybe 10 if they're leaving a comment, is gonna go over to a 5-hour Twitch stream. Like there's no way. If there's no conversion factor, you would get more people from like TikTok or YouTube. YouTube probably is the best conversion if you do it right. But other than that, like I had to basically start over on Twitch like from square one. And you know what that's about, like on your new podcast, starting over. But it's kind of fun. It's like you're building something new again.
It is fun.
And you got to start over.
Yeah. Because I think, speaking about starting over and speaking about video games.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, but I'm like a huge Pokemon fanatic.
Oh,
like
did you get the new game?
Yeah. Well,
nice.
I have like a little Pikachu tattoo.
Well, I like how it's like a sketchy look.
Thank you so much. Yeah. No, thank you.
No, I like it.
No, I like it too.
Okay.
Because people who I show, they're like, why does it look incomplete? I'm like, it's sketchy. Like, it's a sketch.
You get it. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't mean like sketchy, like in the hood sketchy. That's not what I meant.
No, yeah, like, it's very, like, sketch-like.
I like that.
And that's why I like it, too.
Yeah, it's unique. Like, everyone gets, like, the yellow Pikachu on their body.
I know.
Like, and I'm like, that's lame.
Yeah,
like, what did you
tight.
do? Like, get a wet tattoo and just like flash
Exactly.
it? You know what I'm saying?
But so I mean, talking about the new Pokemon Arceus game, I
didn't get it yet.
You're into Pokemon?
No.
Okay, well, either way, get it.
I did back in the day at Game Boy days.
Either way, you should get it.
Okay.
First night, literally, it dropped at 9. I picked up my copy at 9:30. I played for 6 hours straight.
Oh my god, how is it different? Did you play the Game Boy Color versions of Pokemon?
I've played every single main story Pokemon game out.
Wow, you are a fanatic for sure. So what's the premise of this game? Like, how is it different?
Did you play Breath of the Wild, Zelda, on the Switch?
No.
It's okay.
But I've seen it being played.
Okay, so you've seen it. It's basically that, but Pokemon. And then instead of like battling like gym leaders and collecting badges, you're basically battling like, I guess, Pokemon that have just frenzied, Pokemon that are just like out of control.
So it's kind of like the Game Boy version where they like are in the wild and you see them and you're like,
It's really not. It's really not. It's like its own beast.
Really?
The reason why I bring it up is because it's a fresh start. And I feel like it's a fresh start to Pokemon. Therefore, like, moving forward, I'm only hoping that every Pokemon game is like this because it gave it a breath of fresh air. For the podcast, right?
Nice.
Breath of fresh air. Like, it's something different about starting over and having something new and seeing, like, how far can I take this? And how much effort can I put in here until, it becomes something that I didn't even imagine.
Yeah.
Like, I was literally on the phone with my homie before you got here, and I was like, bro, like, the fact that this is a brand new game, and I had expectations for it, and it exceeded my expectations.
Yeah.
That was the best part.
Oh, nice.
So when it comes to, like, creating a Twitch channel or creating a podcast or what have you, you might have some expectations that are right here, but then if you keep on working at it and you keep on putting the work, your expectations, they're going to shoot way beyond that.
That's true. And, like, that's the whole reason why I started my first Twitch stream the way I did. Because I could only improve from there. And, like, that's so much positive encouragement that I'm giving myself, like, every single stream, right? So it's like, okay, like, I watch back and I'm like, my mic could be better. Let me get a mic. Yeah. So then I get a mic. And then I was like, let me make it pink. Because I will want to stream with the pink mic. Because I like pink. Like, these little things, like, they start adding up. And let me get lighting, all of this stuff. And you're like, my background's ugly. Let me clean it up. Or let me get a green screen, whatever you need to do to make it more professional. Like, it's okay that you don't have everything from the beginning.
It's beautiful that way.
I like it that way. And I think a lot of people are scared to start because it doesn't look as good as a professional streamer. And I just like wanted to emphasize like where I came from. Nobody would ever watch my like stupid double chin stream, but it's what got me going. It got me like in the routine. I'm like, okay, so I turn this on Monday 3 p.m. I can do it again tomorrow. I can do it again, or maybe I'll like sit this time. Like it's like small little improvements that you got to have these positive reinforcements every single day. Otherwise, you're not gonna feel good about yourself or have the courage and confidence to keep going.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I think one person who inspired me on Twitch, his name is DJ Franzen, and he just streamed for 365 days straight. And that being said,
what? Isn't that a year? It is definitely a year.
And so I took it upon myself to also do that.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No.
I did.
Did you sleep or eat properly ever?
Yeah.
How long did you stream when you did that?
Well, so I would... So, remember earlier I told you I had like a 12-hour stream?
Yeah.
That was also part of it.
Why?
Just because. It was fun. It was very fun.
Oh my God. That's a lot.
So, and then I had like a couple, what do you call it? I had a couple charity streams. So, we would donate to like AAP I Hate.
Yeah.
Philippines Typhoon Relief. Like all of that was part of it. And then my partner celebration stream was also part of it. Dude, like there'd be times where I'd stream like twice a day. It's kind of crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel like it's also like, it's easier. I'm going to say easier, but I've noticed like DJs can do that more because your sets are shorter than like a gamer who like is streaming for 7 to 10 hours a day sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I feel like with gamers you have to be on for a minute, but DJ streams, because the way we kind of formulated everything was like we thought of everything as just like a DJ set, Whereas a regular set in real life would be like an hour or 2 hours.
Correct. Yeah, so it's like almost a lot more sustainable. Like I would never sign myself up for a 365 day. There's no way. I'd be exhausted.
Yeah.
Like I can't even stream full time right now. Like there's no way. I have other stuff, like other platforms that I have to attend to. But I did notice, like, from watching DJ streams, I was like, what happens if I stream like 2 to 3 hours a day? Like maybe I could do this more often, you know, but definitely not like the way I was going. There was no way.
Yeah, nah. Well, I mean, especially like now that the pandemic is kind of like, I guess you could say slowing down a little bit, and you see the numbers dwindling. It's kind of like, well, you can't have everyone's attention all the time.
Exactly.
You know?
How do you feel about that with the numbers dwindling? Like, how's your ego? How's that doing?
I mean, so initially when I was going for partner, my ego was getting like hit every single time because I'm like, fuck, dude. Because I used to use Streamlabs OBS.
Oh, yeah.
So you could see the number at the top.
You can close it, right? You
I
can.
don't know.
I do it. Yeah, so the numbers that you see, there's an eye next to it. If you click the eye, it will disappear. Should have known that before.
Well,
now you know.
I mean, not that I need it anymore, right? But like when I'd see that number would just mess with me so much, especially when I was trying to go for partner. I'm like, okay, cool. Like I definitely need 75 people in here.
Right.
Realistically, I need like 100 people in here since I'm only streaming for like 2 hours.
Right. And when you lose like 5 to 10, you'd be like, where'd they go?
Yeah. And then your heart drops. You're just like, bro, like where the fuck did you go? Like,
I know. That was
it's
hard.
a lot, dude.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And then like a lot of people say like turn off the viewer counter, but when you're partner pushing, you need to know.
You
do. Yeah.
But that's only when you're partner pushing, though.
I think so, yes. But like also at the same time, like for me, it matters with sponsorships and like brands and stuff. So like they look at your view count too and your average viewership. So when it does go lower, I still get pretty upset. Not like upset, but I'm like, I'm going to end stream now. I'll see you guys later. Be like, this hurts. Bye.
Hey, guys, we're at 69 viewers right now. I think I'm going to end it right here.
Yeah, I'll be like, you guys suck. See you later. Yeah. It's like, obviously, all you guys are going to bed, so I will too.
Yeah. Wait, what was your question initially? I don't even think I answered it.
See, now you know how I can do just chatting streams for fucking 9 hours.
You kind of just go anywhere, honestly.
Yeah, my brain is like, I like to compare it to Einstein so it makes me feel better, like Albert Einstein, you know? Like he's got like a million different things going on in his mind at once. I have undiagnosed ADHD, but like everyone in my community says I definitely 100% have it. So does my therapist, but I just refuse to take medication. But that's okay. See, I just like proved it right there. But yeah, I always have like a million thoughts running at like one time. And that's why like in my workspace, I have to be so organized. Otherwise, it would never get shit done.
I feel you, like, because when I'm on stream and there's, like, several different conversations going on, because there will be portions of the stream where it's, like, I'm having conversations with people, and then because it's delayed, it's, like, they don't respond until, like, a couple minutes later.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So then it's, like, I have to, like, rehash, like, what the hell was I talking about with this person?
I know.
Or I'll have to scroll up.
It's
like,
a lot.
It's a lot, dude.
Yeah, and I don't think people realize, like, how much of a skill it is to also just communicate with chat and also continue doing whatever you're doing, like, while you're streaming. And you know, I didn't notice it until people were like, Kasey, you're really good at chat. Or like people come in and they're like, wow, you respond to so many people. I'm like, is that not normal? Do people not do that on Twitch? And I guess a lot of the gamers, they don't really do that.
They don't even at each other.
Yeah, like nothing. They just kind of like play and like what's the chat there for?
Yeah.
Like some of them don't even pay attention to them. So, you know, it's all about what you want to do with the community. Like if you really want to grow with them and have a conversation with them. And I think that's why, you know, we're so close to our communities because we actually do talk to them. Yeah.
Facts. I will say during the 365 day stint that I did, I found myself, you know, when people say like, don't be a slave to the money type thing.
You did that.
Yeah, I was kind of like, well, it was like a good and a bad thing because I was, as much as I enjoyed doing 365 days straight, there were days where like I literally just wanted to like, you know, hang out, or days where I just didn't feel like streaming. You know?
Of course. There's no way that every day you're like, yes, today.
But because like I dedicated myself and I told my community like, this is what we're doing. It's like, you know, like I was happy to do it, but I was also a slave to it.
Right.
And so what ended up happening was like my mental health was like, I felt like I was going crazy,
of course,
dude.
Yeah. That's why I could never do something like that because I knew that would happen. Like I have been grinding on social media for so long, like being in the spotlight all the time, it really takes a toll on your mental health, right? You're like comparing yourself all the time. Am I better than yesterday? Oh no, I wasn't. Oh, I didn't get as much sleep. Is my energy going to be good? And then you have all these expectations for yourself that you need to perform at a certain level. It's just like very soul crushing after a point in time.
It is.
Yeah. So you have to be very careful. You have to get to these points like where you look forward to streaming and not like, oh, you know what? Like, it's my job, so I'm just going to go stream now. Like, because you're going to start to hate it.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you have to know how to take care of yourself.
But that's also like the weird thing about it too, because you're streaming and because you kind of you do make it part of your career, right? And because, you know, you and I, we don't have like jobs.
Yep, no jobs.
Right? We have no jobs, right? So we have to make a schedule for it.
True.
So it's like by the time Monday comes, it's like, okay, well, you know, I have to stream at like 6 o'clock because that's what I dedicated myself to. You know what I mean? And it's always this weird, I don't know how to explain it, but there's like this weird balance that you have to find to where it's like you have to set a schedule for yourself streaming, but also make sure that you're mentally there to like actually do it.
Because they can actually, like, your community can actually tell if you're not feeling well, and like your viewership is gonna really hurt. Like if you had a shitty day, right, and it's Monday at 6 p.m. and you want to stream, by 5 o'clock you just don't want to. Like your mental headspace is there. Something happened IRL. I can't. IRL that, you know, is just not gonna make you be so energetic the way you want to be. Every single time I forced myself to stream that way, it would not turn out the way I wanted to. And it's like I might as well have just taken that night off and rejuvenated myself. And then Wednesday when I come back, the stream is going to be good. Because if I push myself Monday, I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If I push myself Monday, then I'm not going to have enough energy for Wednesday, you know, if Monday was already so bad. So I'd rather rest, relax, do my IRL stuff, and then get back to my Wednesday stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a balance. Like I took off Monday and it was probably the best decision I like made for this week because I went to the gym and like I really needed to go. Like I really needed to go to the gym because like last week was really busy. And I was like, listen, if I go to the gym Monday, I don't have to worry about the gym for a little bit. I can now go on Wednesday and just focus on my stream instead of like this dwindling thought in my head. Like, did you go to the gym this week? Did you not? Did you, you know what I'm saying? So you got to sometimes just check things off the list before you know, you're ready to go back on to the show. I
feel it. I'm not gonna lie, this conversation's make me want to stream.
I know. I think I might stream later. I don't know, but probably. I already have my makeup on. So
low key, I forgot to do a stream yesterday, so I think I'm gonna stream today.
I didn't stream yesterday either. I mean, I didn't forget. I intentionally was like, I'm not streaming today.
Oh no, I intentionally did the same thing too because I was stuck playing Pokemon.
Okay, that is not. That is not a good excuse. Like,
no, it is an excuse.
Wait. Okay, why?
Because so going back to the convo about
going back to the answer.
No, because going back to the convo because our careers are strictly based off what we can do online right now, right? Like we have to be on social media. We have to always like create some content, put it out to the world. Yeah. And then whether we like it or not, or subconsciously, we're always like worried about this number. Did the video that we posted today like reach a number that's like formidable for us to be like, yeah, this is cool. Exactly. This is a good trending video.
Yeah.
And then, you know, even on TikTok, it's like, okay, like, well, when am I going to make some time to do some TikToks, whatever. But I found over my past weekend of strictly playing Pokemon Arceus.
I'm still waiting for you to get to this your point.
I was away from social media for the past couple of days. I felt like a hermit.
Oh, okay.
I was gone. And you know what's funny is that by the time I got back on and I was like, I literally just hopped on, I posted, and then I left. I was like, you know, it felt good not looking at these numbers. It felt good not comparing myself not only to the people who like I get inspired by, you know, other DJs who do this stuff on TikTok as well, but also myself, because it's like if I post a video yesterday that did like 90K views on Instagram and then today I'm getting like 1,000, it's like
hurts. Ugh. What did I do wrong?
Exactly.
Oh, I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling. Or like when you're on like a stride on TikTok and I'm like, ooh, these last 4 videos got me so many followers. I'm like so excited. And then like I would post a video and I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like 500 views. It's like, what the fuck?
You're like, what happened? And then it's like always the video that you put so much effort in that doesn't do well. I'm going to stop putting effort in to all of my videos.
I don't know why that's so true.
It is. And then like the one that like I'm just talking to my camera for no reason and I did not think about it does so well. Or like a stupid lip sync. I'm like, just because it's trending. I was like, oh,
yeah, fuck it. You know, cause you know, it takes me a minute to actually like do the TikTok list of videos, right?
Yes.
Cause like I gotta find the song,
cool.
gotta do this, da da da. I actually gotta export it from OBS, put it to my computer, chop it up, da da da. And then all of a sudden, like my boy takes a video of me at arena just DJing, and it fucking just goes off. It's like 10 seconds, and I'm just like, you're like, whatever, dude.
And you're like, I didn't even do work for that video, really. And like, of course, that's the one that just pops off.
Makes zero sense.
I literally, like, I think my first viral video was my dog humping my other dog. And like, because it was a female humping a male, it made no sense. And I was like, do other dog, like I shit you not, the title goes, do any other female dogs do this to their male dogs? Yeah, and the song was, somebody come get her, she dancing like a stripper. Hey, you know, that was the sound. And I was like, why did I go viral? Why?
The world may never know. Social media, like, that's the crazy thing about our careers, is that like we never truly have a grasp of what social media wants or what the algorithm wants.
Right.
Almighty.
I wish we just knew so we could just produce it well, effectively.
That's the mystery of it, though, right?
I hate it.
I mean, I hate it, too.
I hate it.
Like,
it's so annoying.
Once you find something that pops off, you just keep on going with it.
That's true. Actually, I think I knew what would make my TikTok grow, and I just, like, refused to do it for a long time because I knew it would take effort. Just like your videos, right? Are you wondering what topic it is?
Yeah, what topic
It's actually like dating advice, dating relationships, dating stories. And I was like, all right, let me just, so since I'm like close to 10K, let me make a video. Because I noticed there were 2 videos past that only had like 3,000 views, but it would get me like hundreds and hundreds of new followers. So I was like, okay, so like I kind of know like this is my niche.
I'm checking your TikTok, by the way. I'm not trying to be rude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks. So I
hella just busted out my phone and she's like,
I was like, what are you doing, rude? Rude. So yeah. So like I basically, thank you. I'll follow you back. You're welcome. All right. So see how my Genshin video did so shitty?
Yeah. She has a Genshin video right now that has like 13
views. Sometimes that happens because of shadow banning. So what I realized, like TikTok, if you stop posting in the same niche, they do that.
That happened with me.
Yeah. So
I mean, at least that's how I'm justifying it.
Me too. I was like, wow. So like my video that got me to 10K was the video with the 3,000 views. Like it's just like 4 videos. It's titled Love Bombing.
Okay. I'm still looking for it, but go ahead.
It's right here. It's this one.
I think I got it. Under Genshin.
Well, because
I see it. Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to post this. And I was like, and I have a feeling it's going to do like well, like maybe not like 10,000 views plus, but like, I think it's going to convert people. So I posted it. I was at like 9,500 maybe followers. I posted it within like 24 hours. I got over 10K. And I was like, I know, but like, see that type of content though, I have to think about it a little bit. I have to write a script. And I have to like know what I'm talking about and stuff like that. So I started like, I think I did 2 more related videos after that. And I was like, if I post this Genshin video, it's probably not going to do well. So then I posted it. I was like, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. But it was in my drafts for so long and I edited it for 3 hours. I just like couldn't let my ego go. I was like, I just need this to go somewhere, you know?
You just need to let it out, see what happens.
Exactly. But I have like other stuff. So yeah, I realized people do like the just chatting portions of the content that I make. Because I would talk about dating on my stream. Like I've been hosting e-dates because it's Valentine's Day coming up, you know, on my stream. So it's very relevant to kind of like who I am right now. It's I'm being true to myself, like a single person trying to like figure out her life in LA, but in a constructive way, but also like, you know, warning people of, you know, the types of shady guys that are out there and just kind of sharing like my life story as it goes on. And people do like actually appreciate that and the lessons you learn from it.
Yeah, because I think at the end of the day, right, like people just love to gravitate to experience.
That's true.
Like, you know, I mean, you could talk about like what you've been through like all day, and I find that people just are like, okay, cool, like what can I take from this? Yeah. Because even the life lesson that you are trying to portray, someone could take it completely differently and be like, this is what I got from it.
That's
so
true.
Dating, for example, it's just like, yeah, like, I mean, dating is something that basically everybody goes through, right? Whether you actually been in a relationship or not.
Right.
But like, because we can all relate to it. So the difficulty with that is that not a lot of people are able to open up about that or are very uncomfortable about sharing their experiences, especially to strangers.
Right. So like once I started doing that, I think people did appreciate the vulnerability or like the lessons that I've learned from it because, you know, as women also, it's hard for us to accept that we can be so open about, you know, vulnerability and love and dating and stuff like that. And, you know, it's for guys, it's okay to like, okay, I'm going on 5 dates this week. Or I'll let you know how it goes. But like for girls, it was such taboo for so long, you know, for women. And I'm like, no, like you should not be settling. You should not be dating like one guy and like figuring out if all of his mistakes are okay for you. You know what I mean? Like you don't know what's out there. Like you have to be able to talk to people and see if you can relate to them. And, you know, this is what I got from date 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And, you know, I do it as anonymously as possible, clearly. But yeah, a lot of women can take from those experiences because, you know, they're not always talking about it with people. Right. But like, I'm open to talking about it. So they want to listen.
That's lit.
Yeah. So it's good. It will like, hopefully maybe that's where some conversion will come from, right? From like TikTok to Twitch, who knows? But either way, you know, you got to be creating content somewhere. Like if I'm still taking off from Twitch, like I'm either posting on Instagram or TikTok that day, or both.
That's why when I do hop on Twitch and people are like, where you been? It's like, I mean, I've been doing my podcast. I've been like doing shit on TikTok.
That's
and, you know, I've been
good.
doing shit in real life. It's like, you know, I think I'm at this point in my life where everything that I've created over the pandemic and everything that I still want to create, it's finally like, I guess, clashing, you could say. So now my goal for 2022 is like, how do I fit everything so that I'm dividing my time to every part of the Nico Blitz brand, so that everything can just grow slowly but surely.
But like together.
Yeah, and together.
Yeah. So what would you say are your 2 main focuses right now for 2022?
Whew, man, that's a great fucking question. See, normally people don't be asking me questions.
I'm my bad. I just
No,
wanna,
I love it. I love it though. I love it.
Yeah.
So I think that would be the first one is like, how do I get everything that I'm involved in with my particular brand, the Nico Blitz brand, right? How do I get the IRL DJing and the Twitch DJing and the, I guess, TikTok DJing and to grow my Instagram following in a way where I'm not like selling my soul or bending over too much.
True.
Because that's always like, you know, the one thing, because you could bend over and like, you can get 1 million views, but now you're stuck doing that for the rest of your life.
What would be an example of like something you've thought of that would sell your soul and like you think you could rack up those views really quickly or followers?
Ooh, that's a great question.
This is actually the Nico interview podcast.
This is crazy.
I'll have you over sometime once my shit is like set up.
Hey, I'm totally down for it. Live stream, right? Maybe?
Yeah, live stream.
Okay.
I'll like probably like live stream. I'm not doing this post editing stuff you do, please. Oh my god, it's gonna be a live stream.
Wait till you see the process.
No, I know what it's like, and I'm not doing that.
So, man, I think in terms of like bending over, right? Well, I'll say this: when I first started on TikTok, right? That's so weird to say. Like, I did a whole list of like MySpace songs because these are already songs that like I'm already like hip to, right?
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like a inside joke because I didn't realize people knew all these songs that I knew, but people were fucking with it.
Wow.
So that was me genuinely being me and seeing my TikTok grow just like that.
Nice.
Like it was probably like 30K in maybe a span of like 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh shoot, bound down.
Yeah,
bound
crazy.
Down.
I mean,
That's crazy.
now I'm at 35, but you know, nothing crazy since then.
That's still pretty good. Like, I mean, it took me like 3 years to get 10K. But also I started off like on Musical.ly, so I don't know if like the transition. I thought about starting it over like so many times because I was like, that might just converting from the old platform to the new one, it might have affected views. Like they might have
or just having that little Musical.ly tag.
Yeah, I had. If you scroll all the way to my first videos, do you remember like Musical.ly that you would do like lip syncs and they would do all these? Yeah, I have those.
Oh, I gotta scroll down.
No, don't scroll down too much.
But So I guess to answer your question, I think the reason why I was also turned off by TikTok was because I just seen everybody just like doing
like
little
dances?
random dances. And I'm just like, to me, I'm not saying that's selling your soul personally. I'm saying for me, it's like, that's not shit that like I would do for TikTok because it's just not me. Even though I know that works for other people, right? I feel like that's just not my shit,
I agree. I definitely did like 4 of those dances. I'm actually a terrible dancer. So like I would have never succeeded on Twitch doing those. But, I would do those things and they would get views. And I'm like, that's cool, but I don't want to do that again. Yeah. Like, it was just like, this is not really who I am. Like, I like dancing, but like not like that. I also can't compete with like the actual dancers on TikTok and stuff. And I was like, I don't think that's my strength. That's not my passion. And luckily TikTok has grown so much so we can get inspired by people who are doing other things that it's possible to still grow and not be a dancer or not be a 21-year-old that just looks really good. Well, that's my territory. But like oh my God, when I see 21-year-old girls, I'm like, I can't compete with that. That's okay. Yeah. So like you got to win people over with my brain. And that's okay. So that's how my,
I love it. Win people over with her brain.
Yeah, that's me. You got to do that. So like my friend put into perspective, like she has a fashion TikTok and she didn't know how to grow, but she eventually did grow to like 40 something thousand followers. And she had a serious like talk with me and she's like, Kasey, like you cannot compete with these young people who will do whatever on TikTok that's viral at the moment. And she's like, you have to set yourself apart differently because you're automatically at a disadvantage, not because you're old, but actually it is because you're old. Like the audience on TikTok is much younger. So you have to do stuff that caters to people who are older. And that's not dancing on TikTok. Like nobody wants to see me dance unless you're like freaking crazy dancing mom or something that like has her toddler in the background and is like carrying her. Like it's
doing freaking backflips with like 2 dogs. And, yeah, you know what I mean? Like some crazy shit.
Right. Unless you're like extremely talented like that, it's going to be difficult to grow unless you really find your niche. And I think your niche is awesome too. Like all these like little mixes. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, this is so cool. I don't really know all the songs because you're like really into music, but the ones that I do know, I'm like, this is so sick. Thank you. Like the fact that you're like still consistent in it, you can't find that everywhere.
I appreciate
it's very
Kasey.
Difficult. Yeah.
Well, shoot, that's why I'm a fan of yours. Like every time I hop in your Just Chatting stream, I'm kind of just like, okay, I'm kind of lost for a bit. Let me just stay in here until I see what the hell is going on. I think on on one of your Just Chatting streams, it was actually very interesting because I rated you.
Oh yeah.
And you were talking about, I think you were just about to introduce this new company that you created.
My brand. Yeah. So yeah, I'm always talking about something new, like something different on Just Chatting. You're like, what is she talking about today? Like one day it's about boys, the other day is about entrepreneurship, the other day is about mental health. Like this girl's all over the place.
Mental health Mondays, relationship Thursday.
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
But tell us about your brand.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna tell you too much about it, but like, yeah, it's a gaming accessories brand, but also for content creators too. So things that go along with microphones, headsets, and stuff like that, but actually not those peripherals. So it's like, yeah, I can't tell you, but it's dope. Let me tell you that. And there's nothing like it on the market. So there's definitely like filling a niche and filling a void. It's more for like aesthetics, which is clearly lacking. I think in this equipment, like everything's black, right? So, and masculine. I mean, like, what girl would you see like going into the store and being like, "Oh my God, that's so cute"?
Okay, so it's catered toward female gamers.
Yes, but I'm like not really going to say that because it might be sexist, right? So it's just like I would say like aesthetically for the aesthetically pleasing eye, for sure. And it has to. It will tie a lot in my background with fashion too. Okay. So there's a little hint about it. It's very unique, and I'm very excited about it. Like I'm in the very early design process with an industrial designer overseas right now, but yeah, we're working on designing it from scratch. Like I'm not just gonna take something that's already made and like
redo it,
do something. Yeah, like I'm actually engineering these things and becoming like super nerdy and making these things like actually solve problems. And like that's why I'm really passionate about it.
Well, yeah. Okay, I know you're not trying to like say too much, but like what, I guess
my designer's gonna kill me if I say too much on this. Anyway.
Okay, so like what's an issue that you see, I guess? Because you said, like it's meant to solve problems. Without trying to like,
I know
I'm also not trying to like dig too deep into it because I know you don't want to talk about it too much.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like I guess like what problems do you see?
All right, so my designer was like, you cannot talk about the products that you're building, and I was like, okay.
Also, if you're just not comfortable talking about it, like it's all good.
Maybe offline is better.
Okay, yeah.
But it's just
no worries.
Yeah, it's just like things where like maybe this microphone is really nice, but it's too big or bulky in certain areas. So I will help fix it to make it look better and more sleek.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not just like for females. It's like anyone who just wants a more low profile like situation.
I get you because I guess like this is kind of like the standard podcast
right
situation,
right.
But like if I wanted to kind of like juice it up a little bit.
Right.
Okay.
Like I want to make my studio look cute. But, like, I don't want everything to be black. Why is everything black, So it's kind of like stuff like that.
I feel it.
Yeah, and if, like, everything's in my camera and I'm trying to establish this type of aesthetic and brand, it's not going to happen if it looks the same as everybody else's. So
hey, I'm totally with it. I love your branding. I love your brand, personally.
Oh, thank you.
And I just love to see where you're going to go, like, moving forward, Kasey.
There's so much going on. Like, it's crazy. Like, 2022 is going to be, like, the year for me. I feel it.
What plans do you have for the rest of the year? It's February right now, by the way.
Oh my God!
She's like, really? Let me look at my. Yeah, today's February 1st.
Oh
the day of this filming is February 1st.
Wow, February 1st. It's already February. I have some exciting like big projects launching where like publicity wise things are gonna change a lot. I can't really talk about it because I'm under an NDA. Again, offline.
Yeah, no worries.
I have so many NDAs
I'm with it. Hey.
Tied to me. I'm so mysterious.
Hey, anybody who's working with Kasey, just know she is not going to air you out. She is loyal to the NDA, my friends. She is loyal to it.
It's very true. Like, I'm very protective of it, and it's like for good reason.
Yeah, for sure.
I will get sued if I talk about it. But anyway, so that project is launching. Hopefully, like my brand will launch in about 6 months, like production wise. My trademark is happening really soon. Like I already started filing for that. That process takes like 6 months to a year, by the way.
So long.
Like what the hell? So yeah, so I have that, coming through. And I've always wanted to start a brand like my whole life. And I finally found something that I was very, very passionate about. So, like that's happening. I'm talking to an agent that wants to sign me and stuff like that. I have to be very careful with that, of course, but like I've been invited to like stay at content houses, like as like lit. Yeah, just like moving here has already had me meet like so many people within my industry that want to help me is what I've realized. So like that in itself is a move worth it, And yeah, I think a lot of things are happening. I'm starting to meet, I think, like the right people at the right time. And it's perfect. Like I'm not in a relationship, but also I'm making content out of that,
Very smart.
I know I'm pretty smart this year too. But yeah, there's just a lot of things, and it's like a great way to start a new decade of my life.
That's lit.
What about you? What's in your 2022?
Oh, again, I'm being asked questions.
This is just the Nico Kasey.
It's the Kasey Ma podcast / Nico Blitz featuring Nico at the end. Shoot. I mean, honestly, so the way my life is set up right now, I mean, here, I'll just pass you my freaking calendar. But like,
okay,
my life is very much just on a schedule. So everything in blue is just all the gigs that I have going on.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I essentially just want to keep on doing more gigs, keep on growing my name, and
good for you.
At the end of the day, like, help myself monetarily, and hopefully get a permanent spot by 2023.
Do you mean like a house?
I'm thinking more like a condo in LA.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you mean like permanent as in like you want to buy it?
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah, and I think
that's like the best investment, honestly.
Dude, seriously.
It is.
And I think hopefully if everything that I have planned like actually just comes to fruition, aka like all the gigs and like basically the way I'm DJing is a job. I set it up as a job because like I'll be DJing IRL every day except Wednesday.
That's crazy.
So full-time DJing, and hopefully, like, if all of that comes to existence, then hopefully by 2023 I actually have a condo.
That's the
this
dream.
Year's like, last year was the setup for this year. This year was all the preparation for getting all these gigs. Now this year is the setup for next year to actually like get an established place and be like, okay, I'm finally a fucking adult.
Yes. Oh my God.
So, you know.
So would you say your DJ life has really changed from before Twitch and before the pandemic to now? What were you doing before?
Yeah, so I'll put it this way. Like, when prior to the pandemic, I was DJing at I probably DJ'd at a club once every like 2 months.
Oh.
I was DJing on the radio every Friday.
Yeah.
And any gigs that I could pick up probably happened like once every 2 weeks.
Wow.
Because of Twitch, literally, I know because of Twitch, I have my residency at Arena every Friday, Saturday.
Still got to pull through. I will do that, I promise.
And please do. And in addition to that, like everything that I've been setting up with my manager, like that's where we're getting like the other 4 or 5 days out of the week to also DJ.
Got it.
So
so you have a manager too?
Yeah.
And he helps you like get gigs and stuff?
He helps me. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He helps me get gigs.
Pretty much.
Yeah. He'll help me get the residencies at restaurants.
That's cool. That's cool.
Because what people don't know is that the restaurants actually pay. The restaurants will pay more, especially for DJs who like are kind of just starting out. But the way I see it is that like if I'm guaranteed this much money on a night at a restaurant and I can do this 4 nights a week, then I'm making like a good amount of fucking money. Like I'm good. Like
that's awesome.
So
imagine making money for something you do, like you love.
That's what I do every day.
Couldn't imagine. Just kidding.
Right?
I literally love what I do too. But that's really dope. I mean, good for you. I mean, there's so many people that want to be in your shoes and like would love to be a full-time DJ, and like you made that dream happen. You
know, I remind myself because there are days, I mean, if we go back to mental health, right? There are days where I'm just like, fuck, like this is a little bit too much. Like, fuck, you know, like da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, just like everyday like bullshit that you kind of just like tell yourself unknowingly that kind of prevents you from growing.
I know.
But then like I always do something to remind myself like I would much rather be doing this and I love to do this and this is my passion, so why the fuck am I even complaining? You know?
Yeah, like I wouldn't even say like a 9-to-5 job. It was like a 9-to-10 job. You know what I mean? It was just like I felt like I was just working so hard for somebody else. Imagine if like, and then, you know, when I quit my last job, it was like a 60-hour plus a week consulting job, traveling the country. And like, it sounds glamorous, but I swear it's not. And I was like so excited because it was a 6-figure income job at like 25. Like,
shit.
I was ready. I was like good. But, you know, I dropped all of that. I saved up enough money with that job. That's how I bought my first place, my first condo. And I was like, I'm just going to set myself up for a good future so I can quit. Right? So I made sure I got the condo. I renovated the kitchen and the bathroom and all that stuff. And, you know, stayed close to the city so I could still, you know, go to my connections in New York and all those meetings. And after like about 6 months, because that's really all I needed to, you know, save up enough money, I was just like, you know what? I think it's time, because what really hit me was that I was leaving from Ohio, beautiful state. I was leaving from Ohio and I actually fainted on the plane, even though I drank water, ate food, but I fainted on the plane. And I was going to get water from one of the waitresses or whatever, stewardesses on the plane. And all of a sudden I just like black out. I hit my head on the back of, I hit the back of my head on one of the armrests on the chair. Yeah. And I blacked out on the plane. They had to emergently land the plane, like not that far out of Columbus, in Cleveland, Ohio. And I had to stay overnight at a hospital because they wanted to make sure I didn't have a concussion. And I just knew at that point I couldn't do both jobs anymore. Like my blogging job and, you know, this other job, right? And I said, you know, if I work 60 plus hours a week for someone, like it better be for myself. I don't care. Go ahead. I don't care how little I'm making, but it is not worth the sanity that I'm losing with that other job. You know what I'm saying? Like, both jobs are beautiful, and you can be successful in that 6-figure income job. You can be successful in my blogging job, which I was making part-time, like $30K a year, something that like didn't even make sense. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to save up 6 months of savings to a year, and I'm going to give it my all, because now I can finally do that if I quit. So I decided to do that. Of course, I was making part-time income. First year, I matched my first year's salary of my first job. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to happen, you know? Like, second year, I matched my second increased salary. Third year, I matched my third increase in salary. Yes, it's a slower grind, obviously, because you're starting from square one and you're doing something for yourself. But it just kept going. Every year kept getting better. COVID was a little tough, but I pivoted. And like, that's what a business is like, you have to learn how to pivot in tough times. But if you keep going and you keep that determination, that ambition, the ability to believe in yourself, my bad. The ability to believe in yourself, like, you're going to succeed at anything, and you're going to keep growing, right? And, you know, when the going gets tough, you just have to remember where you came from, and it's always going to be better than what you had quit, right? It's still better than my 6-figure income job. But now I'm making 6 figures. Hey! But it took a while, but like, now my mental health is a lot better. So very blessed. And you're blessed too. You got to make your own schedule too. To a certain point, I know you have like actual gigs at night, but you're not in an office job. You're not sitting in a chair, like making that like amount of money. Like, success comes in different forms of happiness, money, stability, you know, a balance between your work and your life and seeing your friends. I would rather be making less money and being happy in all aspects of my life than making like $1 billion and being so stressed out and not being able to see my family and friends. So again, I diverge. I don't know what I was talking about.
Hey, look, that was...
I go on these like motivational rants sometimes. So I don't know.
I loved it.
Oh, thanks.
That's why I was just shutting the fuck up, because I was like, let her talk. This is fucking gold right now, dude. This is gold. No, I love it. Honestly, I have nothing else to add on that. And I think that was the perfect way to end the podcast.
Oh, thank you. Wow. So do your thing, have your dreams, you know, believe in yourself, and you'll get to it.
Kasey Ma, Nico Blitz podcast. We out, everybody. Yee.
Peace.